It's really embarrassing. It's really awkward. Your nerves go straight through your body. Anyway, I have to introduce you to John Cato. And as soon as I press this F5 button, John's going to be on. So he's not quite sure what he's going to say yet. Anyway. F5, right. Right, yes, I'm John Cato, and I'm talking to you about how to design your business for success. A 7-step process map for high-performance business, and also 9-point plan for business success. So I'm going to tell you a whole pile of things in next to no time. Right, the first thing is, what do you do for work? Are you employed? Raise your hand. Are you self-employed? Raise your hand. Are you a business owner? Raise your hand. Right, so now every one of you, whatever you do for work, add value to somebody else's life. And you provide, basically, a market with what it wants and needs. Okay? Always think about that concept, because that's what you're doing. Now, the point about that is that you use your own personal resources and you apply some kind of process to those resources. And you basically deliver to your customers, your market, the skills and things that you've got to create a transformation for them. That's how you add value, in whatever way it is. So you create an experience, effectively, for your market. And it's important to remember the idea of creating an experience. So, and it meets your own personal quality standards, whatever they are, and it also moves on to providing basically your business map, which is a vision of what you're going to do. And it's whether it's what your market is, what the wants and needs are, and what they actually are going to get turned on by. And the other thing is about you've got to have a strategy, some kind of internal way of which you're going to deal with delivering to your market. That means you're going to create something in some way, whatever it is. You're going to have resources that you're bringing in, whether that's learning, skills, education, or whatever. And you're going to have people to do it. That's you, or it might be somebody that you outsource it to. And the other thing is then you've got to think about how you're going to serve it. And I call it serve it because that's actually customer experience, the delivering. So when you're actually working for an employer, you're serving your own personal experience, you know, your customer experience, you're delivering to them. I don't know if that makes sense. And then you've got to think about how to improve it, which doesn't fit on the slide. And so basically the how to improve it part is never-ending improvement. Whenever you do anything, you're always looking to ways in which you improve it forever. Now, the point about the plan of doing all of this is there's 3 aspects of it. There's leadership aspect, which is doing it with purpose, passion, and your vision, and all of that kind of angle. Now, how to live on purpose is a whole issue on itself. Then you've got to look at market research. How do you find out what the market really wants and needs? What is it that, how big is the market? What are they going to be there for you? How are they going to give you money for it, basically? Because if you're a job or whatever, you're going to get paid. And also, what is your marketing strategy? So even if you're employed, you have to think about not only the current job, but about where you're going to go to next. And what is your process? What's your marketing strategy to do with that? Well, then there's another part of it, not only leadership, but there's also management. And the management is about how to make it all come together. So this is control issues, really. What's your sales plan? What's your financial plan? Where are you going to go? What's your control systems to make sure that you're meeting your financial plan? What is your business production services there? So in that, if you're a coach or something like that, what is your plan to actually go ahead and learn the skills that you've got to get to deliver? Okay, so that's something a lot of people don't think about. And how are you going to measure whether or not you're reaching those things? And then it's also about business marketing, sales, and customer experience design. Most people go through life without thinking about what it is they're actually doing. But if they thought about themselves as a business, they'd be thinking about those things. And also then there's human resources management, recruitment, and people profiles. Well, there's a whole raft of stuff around there, but there's various things, like there's the 8 wealth profiles, there's the 11 behavior patterns for high-performance leadership, raft of things. And then we've got the specialists, which you can't see on the screen again. But this is about the people, the skill set that you need to run a business. Now, a business is going to have, as you can see here, leadership, which is making sure the direction of the business go forward, management, which is about controlling it and dealing with all the ins and outs about how it all comes together, and then the specialists, which are the people that actually specialize in particular subject areas. Now, you may find that you're a specialist in a particular subject area, but you need other specialists to help you do the other parts of your business. I don't know if that's making sense. But anyway, you as a business, whatever you do for work, whether you're employed, self-employed, or a business, you are actually yourname.plc. And you've got to think about how you apply yourself in that way, in a business way. Because if you did, your personal happiness, satisfaction, and wealth would go forward in the direction you want it to do, because you're taking control. You're not just letting it happen. So there you are, that's me, John Cato. Thank you very much. John, you've got 5 minutes to answer questions.
John, I'm going to throw one of the things back that you said earlier to her speaker. There was a lot of stuff there. If you had to give me one piece of information that I could take from this.
Ooh, good question.
And that I could really think about on my journey home. Could you suggest something that I might want to think about on the way home? So, something that you've noticed many people running their own business.
There are lots and lots of different things that people running their business do. One thing that would work across businesses, okay, self-employed and also individuals working as an employee. One thing I think is really important is to look at the experience you're delivering to your customer. Okay, so if you're employed, your manager and the manager's manager and so on is your customer. So whatever it is you're delivering that, you need to think about what experience are you delivering to your customer. Okay, and if you think about it that way, then the next step that will go on from that is perhaps to approach your customer and say, you're my favourite customer. Yeah, and I want to know what it is about, I'm working for you right now, I'm providing you a service or whatever it is, I'm working for you right now, what is it about the work that I'm doing for you that you really value? Okay, and what is it that I can do to increase my value to you? Because that's my job, is to serve you, to give you the best customer experience I can give you. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I like that notion of an experience. Instead of being a service or a product or whatever, that you're creating for them some kind of small or large life experience. Thank you.
And that's true across all of those different things. You are yourname.plc, right? If you take it that way.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I might have heard something you said, but what I understood was if everyone looked at themselves like a business, and then, am I wrong?
That's absolutely right.
Then what?
Then what happens in your life about the way in which you progress through your life? Let's assume that you work the reason why you do work is not because you have to, but because you want to. Let's assume that the reason why you do work is because you want to enjoy your life as well. Speaking for myself, I've always worked at things I love doing. I don't think I've ever had a job where I haven't loved it. Okay, and that's been my number one guiding thing to start with. But then I've always thought about how am I going to improve everything to the best that I can possibly do. Now, in business thinking, you're doing the same sort of thing. You're thinking, okay, where am I going to put my passion? Because why would you do a business that you're not passionate about? Yeah. And then how am I going to drive it? And if I'm going to drive it that way, what kind of customer experience do I want to deliver? Because that's what in the end makes the difference. That's why Apple is Apple, because it delivers a customer experience which is Apple. Yeah? And everybody knows when you see one of those things, it speaks of the customer experience. You know what I mean? I mean, my local hardware store speaks of a customer experience which is totally different from any other hardware store I've been in ever. And I will always go back because they're fantastic. So the same in your life, your business, you do that, yeah?
Where is it?
Sorry? Where is it? I'll take it afterwards. So, I don't know, what time is it? Has anybody been timing my question time? there any more questions? One more question. No? Going, go on.